Have you ever took a journey to the other side? Come on, take a ride. Have you ever took a journey? We gon' feel alive. You gon' feel the life.
Howdy, gang. Welcome to BWTB, Breakfast with the Boys. You got it right here. Episode number 2. Last week we had my boy, the Beast from the East, Tony Dorsett, and you got the best from the West, Tony Thrill Hill. On my side, or my co-side over here, is I got my son. I referred to him as the Thrill. He said, I ain't the Thrill. I said, all right, then. All right, so I'm going to introduce you as my son, Anthony Hill. Yeah, but while I do that, before I do that, though, I got to ask you something about this. What do you think about the music, man? The intro, baby. The intro.
Oh, my man Kurt McGirt?
Oh, is he rocking?
Have you ever took a journey?
There you go.
Hey, speaking of journey, actually, I got a quick pause. I got shout out to the Melvilles, Sterling and Shanti, beautiful baby girl this week. Her name is Journey. So I'll pretend that Kurt McGirt made that for y'all, but I love the jam, man. It's been stuck in my head for the last couple weeks.
Mac, you get a chance to listen to that, baby. We were rolling with it. I got this old school music where you just kind of ease on into it and kind of get that flow, kind of bring us back. And Ant, talking about the podcast. This is a new thing for me, and I'm loving every moment of it. But hey, talk about our people who's putting this together for us.
Oh, we can talk about it, man. Shout out to Murray Media. Doug Murray, who's been instrumental in making sure we take care. If you think this is a beautiful backdrop and set we have, it's because it is. And shout out to my man Tyler back there, who's making sure we all sound good and look good. We got a real good crew here, man. I'm excited about episode 2 and where we go from here.
Well, let's keep it right, though. It's murraymedia.net.
There you go.
Boom, murraymedia.net. Now, hey, talk to me, man. We got a lot of good things going on. I've got my boy, which I'm going to have you introduce, because, when we talked about the Beast from the East and the Best from the West, and sometimes we talk about the mouth from the South, but hey, this ain't what's happening right here. Today, it's smorgasbord action. When you're talking about Breakfast with the Boys, anything on the menu, everything on the menu. When you go through the line, you're able to eat whatever you want. When I got my boy, and I'm talking about my boy, when I got him on the line, we're going to do it right. We're going to eat first class.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of first class breakfast, you notice we got that Whataburger in here today. Gotta get them honey butter biscuits, them taquitos. If you don't know, now you know. Texas, everyone in Texas knows, but for our audience elsewhere, you got to know about that. Shout out to my man Scott Hudler on his new role as CMO over there. Man, let's go ahead and get on into it, man. Like I'm at an illustrious table here. I got 99 touchdowns sitting at this table. I got just about 16,000 yards sitting at this table. I got 6 Pro Bowls. I got a Hall of Famer. I got 3 All-Pros. I got Super Bowl rings. I got the best dynamic duo. I'll get into that later. Yeah, they got it out here rocking right now. But Drew, man, welcome to the show, man. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, Hills. It's a pleasure to be here. Tony, all you got to do is call my name. I'll be there. Whatever you're doing, I'm always there in support of you, because I'm not in the Hall of Fame unless you were running, taking some of that coverage away from me. Oh, so man, it's all good, man.
Hey, it's all good, man. I got my boy, and I hope you're okay with me referring to you as my boy, because hey, I look up to you, man, and I'll always look up to you, because and we'll go back, because I'm talking about when I was in college, and I kind of digress and etc. When I was in college, I used to get in a 3-point stance, right? That's how we had to get down. But when I was in college, when I line up. I line up, standing up, Anth. I stand up, and the coach said, "Get down in that 3-point stand." I say, "Hey, Drew Pearson don't get down in that 3-point stand." Hey, when you're talking, hey,
how'd that go?
Hey, it didn't go well at first, but you know what? I was leading the conference in receiving. You were leading the conference in receiving too. Wow. So hey,
nice.
We had something to mesh over there. But what I want to talk about. And we're going to talk about all your stuff, but here the bottom line is that I want people to get to know Drew Pearson, Mr. Clutch. Yeah. 2 peas in a pod, the dynamic duo. But I want to know about Drew Pearson, and so let's go back. I want to go back right away, back to home. Talk to me, South River, Jersey. Talk to me about growing up in South River and then high school, being a quarterback. Because hey, we got something in common there.
Yeah. I grew up in New Jersey. I went from New Jersey to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was crazy.
I can't imagine.
Was crazy. But I grew up in New Jersey in a little town called South River. And believe it or not, I am not the first Hall of Famer from my hometown.
Okay.
There's a guy named Alex Wojciechowicz.
And can you spell that, though?
I can't. We call him Wojo.
Wojo. Okay, there we go. Okay,
But,
there we go.
South River is the nickname for South River is Little Poland.
Okay,
all right.
Little Poland.
Everybody's a ski or Wojciechowicz or something like that.
Right.
And they used to call me Drewski in high school.
Okay. All right.
And I didn't know I was black till I went to Tulsa because I was only black on the football team.
Okay.
For 2 years.
All right.
But anyway, I played all sports in high school, but as a sophomore, my quarterback was Joe Theismann.
Oh, not Theismann, but though Theismann.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was named Joe Theismann then. He went to Notre Dame, had a chance to win the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, he's a bad boy.
So you understand? He changed his name from Theismann to Theismann to rhyme with Heisman.
All right, there we go.
You got to understand, Joey's like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't like Joe. I liked him as a person, so to speak. But I can't root for no Redskins. I just can't go that route. You know what I mean?
I understand.
The only problem I had with the Redskins that we didn't have them on our roster. We didn't have them on our schedule enough because I used to love to play against the Redskins. But hey, let's go back to you though, buddy. So talk to me. You growing up in South River?
Grew up in South River. I played all sports. My favorite sport was baseball.
Okay.
I was playing with men at 13 years old. My cousin's team. He came to pick me up one morning on Sunday morning to be the bat boy for them. They didn't have enough guys, so they stuck me out in right field to fill the roster. And I made a catch out there and got 2 hits.
Okay.
And next week I'm on the team. And I'm traveling on Sundays up and down. We played in Connecticut and New York.
13, right? 13?
Oh, yeah, it's a traveling team.
Okay.
And it was all grown men.
Right.
I was a kid. After the game, they all go to the bar and have drinks. I'm over there drinking orange soda and potato chips and stuff like that.
That sounds like Jersey, though. You think about on the corner of the corner store over there. When you look at all them podcasts, all them sitcoms and stuff, there's always a bar in every corner in Jersey. I can see that.
And they're small.
Right.
Like my dad's place was in Carteret called the City Line.
Okay.
All right.
So your dad had a place then? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh, you mean where you
lived?
lived?
To hang out there.
Oh, okay. That's where you hung out?
My dad was worked on the docks.
Okay.
And Thrill, when he left home, every morning he had a tie on.
Oh, snap.
Going to work on the docks.
So that might
respect that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. So
that's how he was, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains some. Which we're gonna go into that as well, guys. I got so much I just want to talk and discover with my man. We just need to go. But family back home. I mean, you grew up in South River. Tell me a little bit about your family, and then talk about going in that transition to football in high school. I mean,
I big family. 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
I was third oldest.
Okay.
And I had an older brother who ended up getting drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. He went to Western Kentucky.
Okay.
Played there 4 years and got drafted by the Bengals. I forgot what round, but right before he went to training camp, he was working at this daycare center, and he was trying to open the window. It was stuck, and he pushed it like that, and his hand went right through the glass.
Oh, snap.
Cut up all the nerves.
Tendons
he went
and
to
all
training camp with a limp hand.
Oh,
right
man.
hand. And guess what?
Made the team.
Passed the physical.
Whoa! hey,
This happened. It happened right before camp. He went
snap.
literally limp hand. And he passed the physical, but he didn't make the team. He lasted to the last cut. And but anyway, growing up in our family, my dad said, we had no pass, no play. Back then.
Okay.
If you didn't pass, you didn't go play.
There you go.
All right. He was real strict about that.
Right.
But at the same time, he wanted his boys to play sports.
Right.
He said, ain't none of my boys coming home and just sitting around watching TV. You either going to practice or you going to work.
Right.
We went to practice.
There you go. I heard that.
So that's what my dad was. He was very strict, much a disciplinarian.
Sure.
And I think that set the necessary guidelines for me to follow as a kid growing up and then becoming an adult and stuff like that. Always having that kind of upbringing, knowing that, you need to do the right thing. If you don't, your dad's up there, but he's watching you.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that you say that, Mac, and I call him Mac. And I'm going to tell you guys, the reason we call him Mac, Drew used to refer to me as Mac, then he'd call me Thrill, but I call him Mac. And Anthony, I'm going to give you some insight. There used to be a movie called The Mac. And let me tell you, the guy in the Mac was clean as I ever. Every time you seen him, broke down tie. Look at Mac right now. You look at Drew right there. You got the white on the black and the white. Always clean. And that's why he's the Mac. Not only because he's Mr. Clutch. He's Mr. Clutch on the football field. But that is the Mac. For you guys that are listening, you want to go check out a show. You want to see why we call him the Mac. Check out that show, and you'll see this dude. He's clean as I don't know what, bro. He had the brims. He had the fro. He had the turtlenecks. Every time I saw Drew, clean as a whistle.
I bet you could find that on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm going back on him. I'm going back on him,
So
when we get done.
Hey, so he was clean as a whistle, as you say. Drew, is that something that you got from your pops growing up, watching him suit and tie every day, and you just thought, man, that's how I'm supposed to carry myself?
Yeah,
or is that just your swag?
Yeah, that set the tone. That set the pace. And also my mom. My mom was meticulous, okay? In her dress and the way she did things and stuff like that. And, all my brothers and sisters are the same way. We care how we look. We care how we dress, and we want to, dress well. And, that all comes down from dad and mom. Dad we used to go to church, we have to wear the suit and tie and coat. You're in the car, it's hot and everything. He would not let us take that coat off. We come home after church and eat dinner, we still got to keep that coat on.
Yeah, that's funny.
But that's the kind of discipline that parents bestowed on their kids back then. You try to do that stuff nowadays, they might say, well, the internet told me I could do this or that, and, on TikTok and Instagram. We didn't have that stuff back then. It was all straightforward.
Hey.
Our games are on WTCT radio station, with a local radio station in town.
Hey,
I couldn't believe we were even on radio.
Hey, I understand. Hey, well, and so you talking about Joe Theismann, not Theismann.
Yeah.
You played quarterback you guys were at the same school, correct?
Oh yeah.
And so you started as a quarterback. Was it your junior year, or was it
my junior year after he left?
After he left,
when he was there, he was this quarterback, of course, and that's all he did. He didn't play no special teams, no D. And, back then you went both ways.
Every way, right.
All he did was punt. He was a good punter.
Right.
But I started at wide receiver and safety on defense as a sophomore.
Okay.
Now, this is a big deal in South River.
Right.
Our
Okay.
football is big tradition in South River High School. The games were at 2 o'clock on Saturday. On Saturday morning, my mom would give me enough money to go to walk downtown and get some new shoestrings because I couldn't afford new shoes every time. So I got new shoestrings to make my black Adidas shoes look good. And then when I'm walking downtown, people are beating that. Good luck today. Good luck. Let's go beat Carteret. Beat East Brunswick.
Boom.
I mean, it's the whole town is there in South River at the game. So anyway, I'm starting my first game for South River High School at wide receiver and safety on defense. The first pass I caught in high school was from Joe Theismann.
Okay.
And it was a 60-yard touchdown pass.
All right, Mac. Okay.
And Mac, Anthony.
Yeah.
I caught it standing in the end zone.
Oh.
He was scrambling
And threw it that far.
to his left.
To his left.
Kept running, and he reared and threw that thing. I'm waiting, and it came down, for a touchdown. But I would play the whole varsity game on Saturday afternoon, and then play the JV game at quarterback on Monday to groom to replace Joey at quarterback.
Oh, snap.
And then when he left, I moved into quarterback. When Joey was there, our team was undefeated.
Right.
We were 9-0, no playoffs or nothing like that. We were 9-0, and Thrill and Anthony, we were unscored upon for 6 games.
So you guys had defense too.
Oh,
then.
we were bad.
You guys were the thing there. Hey.
We were number 3 in the state and all that. I mean, eventually number 2 we finished. But no, and then Joey left. We finished 6-2-1, and then my senior year we're 8-0-1.
Okay, so you
only left 2 games in high school.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got that the tradition over there. So hey, so talk to me about this though. I was a quarterback as well. The thing about this, we were bad. I'm talking about Long Beach Poly. Let me tell you something. Long Beach Poly has more NFL athletes than any high school in the nation.
It's quiet as that's kept.
Number one, Long Beach Poly High School.
Wow.
But the thing about it, when I came up though, we were bad. When I'm talking about bad, we were 0-11 my junior year. You see, you guys are bad. You guys are whipping butt. And here's the deal: I didn't even play. My dad said, "Hey, look, Dan, if you can't play, you don't need to be there." I say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this team. You know, I'm gonna make it here. See, my sophomore year, I was 14 years old. I was too young to play varsity. They wanted me to go up. Since I didn't go up, they kind of they made it tough for me my junior year. I didn't play at all. We 0-11. The next year we go 9-1. You know, and didn't lose a game. We played against Compton. Remember a brother named Robin Cole, linebacker from Pittsburgh, bad boy.
Steelers,
he kind of made my career because I was running away from him trying to make it. Now he made my career, but
I hear you.
I love to throw the ball. You know, as being a quarterback, did you guys throw the ball up there a lot?
Yeah, we threw it more than normal for that
Era,
time,
right?
Those days, you know. 'Cause I had a great receiver named Scotty Skorzinski, and he is
Skinski.
all
You see that? You got another ski over there.
Yeah.
ski, and he went to Penn State.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and he played in the Cotton Bowl down here in Texas with Penn State one year, but he was a stud.
Right,
and,
right.
So we threw the ball. It was a sprint out type offense.
Okay.
Very seldom drop back.
Right.
But sprint out to the right and hit that out route and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. But, and I ran the ball a lot in South River. You know, I had a 96-yard touchdown run one game. You know, remember Brian Taylor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Played with the Nets.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he was my rival in high school.
Oh, was he? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, everything he did is for Drew and Brian.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
He was a bad man in basketball.
Right,
of course,
right.
but He was a bad man in football.
Football, okay.
And guess what he played? Quarterback.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
It came down between him and me always for the first team in the county.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
But we were playing them at South River one afternoon. And we jumped him, knocked him out of the game. the tape shows him being carried off the field in a stretcher, you know, because we messed up his knee.
That's the way that defense was. You guys
But
had
anyway,
that
we were backed up on our 4-yard line. I did a little play action pass and took it 96 yards down the sideline.
And Mac-
the only reason is because our field in high school was slanted, okay? And I was running downhill. If it was the other way, I would have got caught.
Yeah,
okay?
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Hey, Drew, so all right, both y'all quarterbacks. I know he wanted to play quarterback, and I remember growing up, he wanted me to play quarterback. But when I'm growing up, the guys I'm watching on TV, I see Barry Sanders. I want to be a running back, and he was like, "No, I want you to play quarterback." Now I understand. Did you want to play quarterback? Continuing?
No. I had to be talked into playing it.
Okay.
Going into my freshman year, in 8th grade, I got told I couldn't play any sports. I had this bone disease, Osgood-Schlatter's.
Oh, really?
And I had to sit out a whole year. So I finally got past that. And then my first time playing football was my junior year at South River Junior High School. And so I wanted to be in all the action, okay?
Yeah.
So I said, I want to play quarterback and middle linebacker. That's what I did.
That's a combo right there.
I was in the middle of all the action.
You don't see that kind of action. A quarterback
No.
and middle linebacker. Come on, baby. Hey.
No, but anyway, I just wanted to get back on the field after being, held out. As a matter of fact, my dad spent a lot of money for me to go to the doctor and get diagnosed and all that. And that summer, I couldn't do anything.
Right.
I couldn't play or outside or nothing like that. But I went and played on the rec league team.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
I used to go over there on 6 o'clock in the evening.
Did Pops know, though? Did he know?
No,
Yeah,
no.
okay.
He better not know. I wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
All right. I was to go play. So anyway, we won the championship. And I got MVP.
Okay.
So I got 2 trophies.
Yeah, sitting at the house.
I couldn't bring them home. My buddy Nicky Genova, he's got those trophies still to this day.
Oh, that's some good stuff there. Hey, you can bring them home, huh? Hey.
That's a little bit about my background.
So you go to Tulsa, you're quarterback, though. I mean, again, this is not what you really wanted to do, but you ended up excelling at quarterback. You go to quarterback, and you play a couple years at quarterback. And
2 years, 2 seasons. I played on the freshman team at quarterback because freshmen couldn't play varsity.
Right, exactly.
First of all, I chose Tulsa over Nebraska.
Wow.
I was recruited heavily by Michigan State.
Wow.
The guy recruiting me out of Michigan State during that process and ended up getting the head coaching job at Tulsa.
Wow.
So now he's recruiting me to go to Tulsa. I didn't even know where it was. I thought it was Tulane. I thought it was Louisiana. I didn't know.
You thought you were going to be in New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I had to look it up.
He thought he was going to be in New Orleans.
Recruiting me to go to Tulsa. But Nebraska wanted me bad as a quarterback.
Wow.
And I chose Tulsa over Nebraska. And, everybody wanted to give me a urine test after that.
Right.
See if I was had any issues.
Right.
Tulsa, but anyway, Nebraska? I chose Tulsa over Nebraska mainly because Tulsa had a great baseball team. They were going to College World Series every year. Gene Shell was the coach. They were getting players drafted. Steve Rogers, who pitched for Montreal Expos. Jerry Tabb, who played first base for the Cubs. They were all on Tulsa team. And, that's what I wanted. I was 5'11", 145. Coming out of high school. Okay.
Yeah. But
I'm built like a baseball player. But we didn't lift no weights in high school.
I didn't lift no weights either.
I didn't touch a weight in high school. First year in college, I didn't touch a weight.
But here's the crazy thing about it, though. Wasn't that my boy Johnny Rogers up there in Nebraska then?
Oh yeah.
And you passed up JR. Johnny Rogers was a highlight film. This boy was Heisman a bad boy. Hey, Heisman Trophy. I'm talking about.
He might be the last Heisman Trophy winner that didn't play quarterback.
Hey, this is probably the coldest return I've ever seen in my career. Johnny Rogers against USC. You remember that return? He went back about 30 yards. He caught the ball on about the 38-yard line, went back to about the 7-yard line, shook, and next thing you know, he's at the 50-yard line taking it on in. They win 7-6 on his return. That's how cold-blood. And USC was ranked number 2 or 3 in the country.
USC was tough back then.
Back in the day.
He was a bad man, no question.
And Nebraska, they were bad boys too because of my boy. And so you turned that down.
They were going to bowl games every year. Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and all that.
Right.
They wanted me to replace Jerry Taggy. I don't know if you remember that name. Jerry Taggy. He was the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
They wanted me to replace him. So they're going all that. In the 4 years, I would have been going through that at Nebraska if I chose that. But I chose Tulsa and gave up baseball because I had a chance to start a quarterback on the freshman team.
Right.
They brought in 6 quarterbacks.
At Tulsa?
Beat them all out. Put 3 of them on defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I decided because after the freshman season, we were 2-2, only played 4 games. I did pretty well. And the coach came to me after the season. He said, "You got a chance to start a quarterback on the varsity next year, but I need you to make that commitment to football." So I talked it over with my dad, and I gave up baseball, and I made the commitment to football. And then I'm now a quarterback. I backed up a senior whose dad was the athletic director.
So you know what that means?
Yeah.
He's playing his junior year because he's going to get minimal actions if something happened over there.
Yeah, so anyway, we had a little boycott.
Oh, okay.
The black athletes boycotted.
Okay.
And they wanted me at quarterback.
Right.
And that's when we turned the season around.
Nice.
My junior year.
Nice.
So now gave up baseball.
Right.
I'm committed to football.
Right.
I knew I wasn't going to be no NFL quarterback.
Right.
And I always knew I was a receiver.
Right.
That's what I always wanted to be. And so I asked the coach right before my senior year. I went through spring ball and everything, came out number 1. I asked him right before the season started, I said, "Hey, can I move to wide receiver?" And he granted me that. But in moving me to wide receiver, that meant Ray Rhodes. You heard that name?
Yeah.
Ray Rhodes?
Yes, sir. Defensive back.
He came in from TCU because they were having all that problem down there. He and Evan Garnett and Danny Colbert came to Tulsa. But Ray Rhodes, he wanted to play wide receiver. So when they moved me to wide receiver at that position, they moved him to running back.
Oh, he was a running back?
And he's still mad at me today. He won't talk to me now.
Oh, snap. Hey, Ray,
but he ended up being a defensive back in the NFL with the New York Giants.
Right, yeah.
So you did him a favor long term.
No, I don't know if he did him a favor. I don't know if he did. I used to love to see him when I used to come on the field. So nothing personal. I don't know if you did him a favor. And you know what's funny about that? We had Dorsett on here. I'm going to go back to you. We had Dorsett on here last week. And Dorsett was talking about, he was a defensive back, at 5'11", 5'8", and 145 pounds. I said, man, it's a good thing you can run because me and Drew would have had fish sandwiches with you over there, being a defensive back. That's the best thing ever happened to you, that you were able to run the ball, and so you
have a career.
You sent Ray on over to the other side, and boy, I'll tell you what, you say that. I got a picture at my house where I ran a 7 route. You know what the 7 route?
Oh, yeah.
You bring him in, you break to that post and get to the corner, and guess who's behind me? Ray Rhodes over there in that picture of that play.
You score on him?
Yeah, I scored on him.
Yeah,
the corner.
He mad now.
Yeah, he mad at both of us. So hey Ray, we love you though, man. I just want to let you know
he's
that.
Going through some physical ailments.
Is
and stuff.
Is he?
He's from Mahia,
Oh,
Texas.
okay.
You know, MEXIA. You know,
Right, yeah, over there.
Mejia, and I think he's down there. But Tulsa honored him in their Hall of Fame recently. He couldn't make it because of his physical condition.
Yeah.
But God bless Ray Rhodes. And when I saw him out there too, I said, I'm getting this. I'm getting some of this.
Yeah. That's the attitude we had out there.
You know, one game, that game I caught a touchdown and was going to throw the ball in the stands and came down and spiked
your knee, right?
Wrenched my knee. So I'm getting carried back to the bench like this.
Was that Houston,
by two teammates, huh?
Was that Houston Oilers when you did that?
No, the Giants.
The Giants,
Oh, that's why I was so fired up.
Right.
In the game.
Right.
And I got fired up. So anyway, I'm being carried by Billy John. I don't know who the other guy.
Right.
And I go past Landry. He's like, give me that look.
Right.
So I sit on the bench. We kick off to them. First play, we get the ball back on the turnover. And I think we're in their territory.
Right.
I got to go back out there. I think we're going to run the ball, right?
Right.
You know what Landry called?
Right.
I went out there hobbling like this.
Wing 8, wide post.
Close.
What was it?
Fire slant 45, wing post.
Right.
Who's the wing?
Right.
And my knee is blown up.
Right.
I went out there. I ran that post route like this, limping, dragging my right knee.
Yep.
My right leg, and I guess Ray Rhodes thought that was a move because he's been on it. And I went to the post and caught a 44-yard touchdown with the bad knee.
Hey, let me tell you something though. We played the Giants.
That's how we did it back then. We played hurt and everything.
Right. No, it's a different game. But the Giants though, Mac would get pumped up. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. He'd get all ready. Hey, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Every time we went up to New York, my boy was ready to go. You know,
ready to go back home.
Jersey,
huh?
man, 20 minutes from Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
one game I got 60 tickets for the fam. No, it's 30 tickets.
That's a salary almost.
No, it was 30 tickets. Up in section 360.
hey, that's 1/3 of a salary back in them days. Let me tell you. But,
yeah.
You know, people don't. I don't think people realize. You know, when you're playing in the NFL, that like you don't get a ticket allotment. That you got to pay for that.
Right. Right.
And you know, I think about the amount of stuff that fans send y'all to sign, or when people are asking for tickets, like that comes out of salary, right? Like you don't get anything when you're on the road, especially.
Hey, so you know,
they
you're
took it out of our
correct.
check, man.
Yeah.
Man, our fines, team fines.
Well, don't talk about fines. Don't talk about fines. My kids think I'm good, man. Hey,
I got a 000 check one time.
Hey, a training camp.
With Harvey.
I ain't even made the team yet. I got a 0 check. That's tough.
Yeah,
hey,
you were notorious for giving them money.
I gave him a little bit though. Matter of fact, I might have gave him a lot. To start off here. But hey, you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Hey, I say Max always was the cleanest, right? I'm talking about, man, always clean. Matter of fact, I had to up my gear, to be right, so I can be right, because I don't want to be talked about. Because they talk about you and come on the plane if you weren't right. Drew never worried about it. I mean, I always stood. But here's the thing, though. He not only was clean in the plane, but when we got on the field, he wouldn't go out in the field until his stuff was right. Talking about what was the procedure you used to have before you go in the field?
I mean, the locker room,
how about
get those ankles taped. And then start putting it on. You got to be the right leg, left leg, this and that. All the superstitions going through your mind. The wristbands got to be right. Remember, we used to get busted for
high
socks up
socks
too high. Got to show those two stripes.
Hey,
my stripes were up way above my knee.
I didn't know how you did that. I was trying to figure that out. I had my socks up. They'd get me.
Get past that, but. That's how we roll. I cared about how I looked out there on the field. I was the first one to put the headband
around your neck
on and looked like the turtle.
Yeah, right.
Took that. He acted like he started.
Right. He did. Yeah.
I did that way back in the 70, 74, 75.
But I'm gonna bust you though. I'm gonna bust you on one though. On the pregame though. Every time we get in the huddle, man, Mac would come up to me, man. How my face look? I'll look over you. What would happen before every game? What would you do?
What? Throw up.
He'd call her all. Hey, anybody come to me, first guy. I'm the first guy to always call. Hey man, how I look over here? I got
shit on.
I say, hey man.
Before every game I played in the NFL.
But you know what?
You're talking about giving yourself up to the game?
Right.
Yeah.
I did.
If he didn't do that though, I knew he wasn't ready. But bottom line is, I never seen him do that. You know, every game, if it wasn't right before the game, it was that first series. I mean, come on, man, hit the sideline, do something. Don't just do it right here. Hey, but then I knew it was game time. I knew he was ready to rock and roll, and we were there. You know, and so talking about that, get him ready, for the game. I used to flap five to everybody. I touched everybody's hand all the way around. But Mac had the coldest shoe spat that ever. Did you spat your stuff yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, back in the day, hey, I mean, that used to be the HBUs, those historical black colleges, HBCs, all the players always were spat. They had the black shoes with the spat. Mac had the spat before I didn't even know what time it was, and so.
Yeah, well, a lot of the guys that came through when I was watching football, pro football,
right,
like Lenny Moore from the Baltimore Colts.
Right, Lenny Moore.
He had the sweetest spat.
Right.
And then there's Homer Jones, who played for the New York Giants.
Yep.
He was just spatted up.
Right.
But I did it more to keep that shoe in place. I didn't want it all wrapped around my ankles.
Right,
just
so that
around
you cut, right.
that
Mm-hmm.
instep.
Right.
And because I had my ankles taped. A lot of these guys get out. My grandson played 5 years at Southeastern Oklahoma State at wide receiver. Never taped his ankles.
Yeah.
I never went on the field without my ankles taped. Did you?
Well, my rookie year, my first year I did. My first 2 years, in the beginning of my rookie year, I never was taped in college. I never was taped in college. Never taped my ankle, sprained my ankle my senior year. Hey, didn't get taped the first year as a rookie because I was behind you, never saw any action. Only time I got in the game, man, Drew went out for a couple plays. I got in the game, caught 2 passes. Next thing I know, Drew was coming back in. Come on back to the sides, man. I never saw any more.
Anthony, sometimes he's coming. I say, where you going? You better go see Butcher. You better go see Butcher back to the bench. I ain't coming out. Hey, Anthony, I couldn't give him any time. All right? Because he going to take over.
Hey, here's the deal, though. I don't know if he remember my rookie year. I told Drew, I said, hey, man, only reason you starting in front of me is like when I was at college, no matter how bad you are, you ain't going to start. You know what he told me? He said, you better go to the other side. He said, you better go somewhere else. He said, you better go to the other side then. I said, oh, okay, it's like that. Hey.
That's what Butch, I tell Butch, go see Tony Hill over there because you ain't getting in the game here.
Yeah, but you told me that directly. He said, hey, well, and you told me like, hey, well, shoot, I don't know why you over here. You better go to the other side. I said, hey, man, I don't know what made me say because I believed in myself. Yeah, hey, ain't no question about it. When I was out there, hey.
Oh, man, we were a combination, Anthony, man. If Coach Landry would have turned us loose,
right,
we were really bad. But we had to spread it around. We had some bad boys in our offense.
Well,
weren't y'all? Correct me if I'm wrong here. This is the first group to have 2 1,000-yard receivers and 1,000-yard running back, right?
Yeah,
right.
In NFL history.
The 2 peas in the pod right here, and last week's guest TNT Connection. That was the first, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when you think about now, and I'm thinking about when I grew up watching the game, and I'm thinking of Randy Moss, Chris Carter, or Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. Who were some of the baddest duos in your era, and do you think y'all were the top of the top?
What, the receivers?
Yeah.
Well, the Eagles had Carmichael and Mike Quick.
Right.
Bad dudes.
Right. It was Swan and
Swan
Stallworth.
and Stallworth, the Steelers. Harold Jackson out there in L.A. How about Mel Gray? And that might be for you. Mel Gray and Terry Metcalf.
Oh, but that was there.
With St. Louis. Howard, Pat Tilley. J.B. Kane was the tight end who passed away during a training camp. Steve Largent was playing up there in Seattle.
Yeah, we talk about duos, though. When you talk about duos over there, Mac and I were some bad boys.
No, we were it.
Number one.
We were it.
Hey, we were some
And the
bad
thing
boys.
about that 1,000 yards, they weren't no nickel and dimes. Right. It might have been on 40-some catches.
Right.
You know, that we got 1,000.
Yeah, you're talking about 17 minimum yard receptions. I mean, 17 yard average on catches. Our as you say, we made our RAC was to make sure you had at least 16.
Yeah,
if I caught it at 10, I got to get 7 more.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of these that you come in and you finish.
Any 5-yard catches.
Yeah.
He finished with 16.8 yards a catch for his career.
That's tough.
I finished with 16 yards per catch during the career. 479, 489. And Landry screwed you. I don't care what they say. You should have broke that record.
Yeah,
you had all those games to do it. He should have done it. And we should have had a ceremony, come out there and you know, shake your hand and all that, like Bob Hayes did when I broke his.
Right.
You know, but Landry, I couldn't believe he did that. He just pulled back.
He froze me, but
He froze you. That's a good way to say it.
He froze me, but you know what? Here's the deal, and there's no question. But you know what? And I appreciate it, man, because it's coming from the Hall of Fame. It's coming from my boy, and Ring of Honor, and one day hopefully I'll be there with him on the Ring of Honor. But the bottom line is that I appreciate it, but I want to talk about Drew Pearson, man. You know, because hey, you the man. You know, I mean, all the things. You know, we talk about. There's some great plays with you. You know, you had the Hail Mary. You know, and you know, I got the Redskin game to talk about the Redskin game, that catch over there. But talk to me, what is your best catch? What do you think your best catch was? And here, I'll give you some insight on mine. So you remember Roger Worley, you know,
oh, yeah.
with St. Louis. And I told my man St. Louis Card. He said, no, L.A. Cardinals. I said, no, Arizona Cardinals. I said, hey, no, dog. Hey, back in the day, it was the St. Louis Cardinals. I had to straighten them up a little bit. You know, them young bucks, you got to keep an eye on them. But here's the deal. We're playing, and here's the deal, yeah. Always wanted the ball.
We're always open, right?
Always open. Hey, Mac, always open, always wanted the ball. We're two peas in the pod. There's no question about it. But so here's the deal, though.
Begging.
So but we're playing the St. Louis Cardinals. There's about 40 seconds to go. This is like in 1981 when Danny took first year he takes over, and we're going downfield. I've been running about the 30-yard line. I ran 2 wing A Y posts. You know, wing A Y7, wing A. I ran a post though. I had run 2 in a row. So I'm running back on the sideline. I'm saying, Tom, 7. I'm doing 7 on the sideline to the Tom.
And what's a 7 for the viewers?
It's a corner route. It's a corner route.
Yeah.
You know, and so Tom calls it. He calls the 7 route, right? So I come down there. I'm running, and I break to the post, and Worley's on my outside hip. I break to the post. He never moves. He stays outside. I break to the corner. He's waiting on me. You know, Danny throws the ball anyway. You know, and I go up and I catch the ball. I got in front of him. I used the body, caught the ball.
Yeah.
I come back to the sideline. I mean, after the next day, Tom's talking about, and he called it though. But I was one. He says, he called it. He goes, hey, look, I don't want any more guys calling plays anymore who think they're coaches. If you think you're a coach, you'll be on Greenville Avenue after this game, okay? And he's looking right at me. You know, Tom had a way. You know how he talked to you. Hey, Tony Hill. I mean, he didn't say Tony, but you know, if you do that again, you'll be on the sideline. That was a big Yeah, okay. But that was a big catch for me, Mac. Hey, I know Hail Mary, no doubt about it. But I've seen you go up and catch some balls where you got hit from underneath one hand. You know, a matter of fact, a playoff game against the Atlanta Falcons, 2 big catches on the post route. I had a messed up leg, and you're basically out there on your own. Talk to me about one of your best catches, man.
Mac, anytime on 3rd down, 3rd and long, when I went in there to that middle on a 16 route, and say it's 3rd and 12, you go in there and catch it for 13. Say it's in RFK.
Right.
3rd down, they're going like that.
Hey.
You go in there on 3rd and 12, you catch it for 13, you get hit, knocked down, you hold that ball up, and you hear what?
First down, move those chains.
You don't hear nothing.
Yeah,
you shut him down.
You just shut him down, baby.
And now you walk back. We didn't point like that first down. We walked back to the huddle like we a bad man. All right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how we did. But anyway, any of those catches that kept the drives going on 3rd down.
No one in particular, though. No one in particular. Come on, Mac. Hey.
No.
Because here's the deal. See,
How about the one in the Super Bowl? Super Bowl
12?
when I came over the middle and Mel Blount hit me.
Oh, 13. Yeah, 13.
13.
Right.
Cracked 2 ribs, and I gave up. I caught the ball. I held on to that, but I was done for the day after that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, because here's the deal, though. You know, they talk about the players and et cetera, but hey, when Drew and I played, and specifically Drew, especially in his earlier career, there was no harm, no foul. As a matter of fact, there was no 5-yard cushion to hit a guy. And then again, coming across the middle, you're gonna get hit no matter what. You know, in our position, hey, you just as well to catch the ball because you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get busted. In today's era, you know, it's like don't touch me, and I think it's unfair to the defensive players to a certain extent because hey, we're tough. This is a tough game. You know, football's about it's about going out there. You want to see somebody get their jock locked off. You know, hey, but that's what made Drew exceptional. You know, from the standpoint when we played during our era, making that tough catch, being ready to go and know what's coming. And I remember always clearing out for you because, hey, wing 8,
Well, I remember
16,
one
lead
game
rate 16.
you got held up. We played the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving.
Snap.
And you got held up. I ran a Neo Geo quarterback pass where I'm coming across.
Oh, if I'm supposed to clear it out.
You're supposed to clear it out. Yeah, you might have taken one guy, but you didn't take Doug Plank, okay?
Oh,
and
snap.
he lit me up. This is first quarter, Anthony. You get hit like that in the first quarter, you take all the fire out.
Yeah.
You're looking at the clock. How much longer is this shit? But anyway, that was one of the worst hits I've ever had. But, we complimented each other. And that was the main thing. But I came in, I wasn't fast. Bob Hayes was there, world's fastest human and all that. I had to establish something for myself, And that's when I said, I'm going over that middle, the Drew zone, where nobody wanted to go.
The Drew zone, okay.
Because I remember back in the day, Johnny Sample and E. Rich Barnes from the Giants would clothesline people going over the middle. Nobody wanted to go in there. I said, well, that's where I'm going.
There you go.
And that's where I made a reputation for myself.
Hey, Pop, did you ever hang out in the Drew zone, or did you stick with them 9s?
I like the 9s, but don't get me wrong.
He went in there.
Hey, I had to go in there.
The 9s.
I like the 9s, but I had no problem. I ran a whole lot of in routes. I had this 66. He used to call that all the time. Matter of fact,
65 down his back.
Yeah. But I ran it a lot.
See, Tony was bigger than a lot of receivers out there. So he kind of intimidated them. And he was faster than he looked. Deceptive kind of speed. And then next thing you know, he's on him and gone. And so, I'm the slow guy, the possession guy. Tony's the game breaker. Billy Joe coming in, doing what he had to do whenever. And we dump it the Dorsett out of and Laylaw out of the backfield, and we were good. And Landry, we were doing a shotgun.
Right.
Back then.
Back before.
Hey, I got one more question. I think anyone who's ever met you, Pops, knows you're a confident guy.
Without a question,
who would talk about the success he had. One thing I think is incredible and understated is what's it like to have 2 1A receivers having to share that limelight, right? Like how do y'all balance that? Because like you said, you're both always open, and back in that day, you're not throwing it as much as they are today. Where they're throwing the ball 50 times a game, and like even listening to y'all talk about it now, and nothing but appreciation for one another. Like how do you get to that in the prime of your career when you're the bad man, someone's coming in, and you're ready to come in? How did y'all figure out that balance to be like, hey?
Yeah, that's a good question. You had to, it wasn't all good. Tony came in talking a lot of noise, and stuff like that. And it got to the point where he had to prove himself. And, he doing all that talking, but he did. He proved himself. And it's just a matter of getting opportunity for Tony. I was starting already, when you came in. So it's just Tony getting his opportunity to show what he can do out there on the field.
Yeah.
And so, when he finally got the starting nod, it was a combination. And like Tony was saying, back when we first started, the defensive back can do. What year did you come in?
I came in 77.
Oh my God! Yeah.
76.
Defensive back can do anything they want to. They can cut you. They can beat you up down the field. They changed the rule in '79,
right?
And they call it the Mel Blount rule. To this day, that's what it's called, because Mel Blount, remember, we couldn't get off the line of scrimmage on that guy because he's 6'4", 205. He cocked to the inside. He ain't letting you go inside. He beating you up all the way downfield, So anyway, Coach Landry said, you can't get inside that guy? I said, no, Coach, but he didn't hear me say that. But it was a different game. It was a more physical game for the wide receivers when we first came in. And then it loosened up. That one bump, oh my God.
Yeah, right. Right. But to answer your question, though, here's the deal, though. Drew being Drew, Tony being Tony, we always wanted to be number one. We want to be the best. And of course, he's like a big brother. He don't know he's a big brother to me, but he's my big brother, though. He didn't know that because I'm out there to do my thing. But you know what? When he was out there doing his thing, made me do my thing. And I think me doing my thing made him want to do his thing.
We motivated each other.
Right. And the bottom line, and it wasn't like, don't throw him the ball, don't throw me the ball, because we both believe that, hey, you throw me the ball, we'll win. You throw him the ball, we'll win. Hey,
Right.
So just throw us the ball. But see, we weren't allowed to talk that kind of smack because Tom was kind of a different kind of guy. If you talk that kind of smack, it would be crazy. Because I remember, the first time I started a game back. That's that Monday night game. Baltimore Colts were high-fiving Dorsett on that run. I had my first catch. I catch this ball, quick slant, my first catch in the league. I catch a slant, I break it for 49 yards, get caught on the one. I'm diving to get it in zone. Get caught on the one. Hey, I'm diving. I get locked on the one. We score and that's in the second quarter. We score. Next thing you know, the game's 38-0. Dorsett's running one. We talked about it. We're high-fiving because we came in with a different attitude. We had these young bucks. I mean, Drew, I don't know how he was able to compliment or work with us because we were kind of little crazy.
We were out there.
Yeah, and doing
And we're America's team, man.
Yeah.
We ain't talking shit. We on TV all the time, primetime games.
Hey.
Yeah, we're bad, okay?
Yeah.
The
But see-
Dallas Cowboys,
Right, but
man.
this is how Tom shut me down, though. Played it off, cold-blooded. So, like, after the game, they come running over to me, hey, Tony Hill, what do you think about that catch you made? I said, well, I was shuttling plays with Butch and or Golden and myself that first game. And I said, he said, what do you think about it? I said, well, if you think that was good, just think if I was playing full time. Oh, they left me and ran over to Tom. Tony Hill said, what blah, blah, blah. Left me, right? Hey, and Tom goes, hey, I think it's better than what he was doing. And they came back, what do you think about that? I said, hey, I'm good.
you're going to try to make some.
Yeah, we're going to make something out of this. Hey, Hall of Fame, man. You're Hall of Fame rocking and rolling, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me about it. Ring of Honor, they sent you through the...
I appreciate all those honors, but I understand that it ain't happening unless the team I was on and who I was running with. And that's why I say to this day, you put my name in that Ring of Honors, take it down. If you don't put Tony Hill up there, if you don't put Harvey Martin up there, if you don't put Too Tall up there, okay, take it down. I'm serious. Because I don't, to me, I don't deserve to be up. Billy Joe, too. I don't deserve to be up there because they made me, And same thing with the Hall of Fame. I appreciate all this, but I know why. I made plays. I did what I had to do, but I was in an environment that breeded success. You had a chance to have success, with Coach Landry and the way he coached the team. And so all those honors, and I told Billy Joe's wife this, every time I see y'all, I get embarrassed because y'all not getting the recognition. And the other one, Clint Murchison, he's the one that started the Cowboys. He's not even in there.
Right.
I don't
That's a
know
good
what
one.
that feud is, what's going on there. But every chance I get, I try to pump these guys up because they deserve that. And it's not so much what you meant directly to the NFL. It's what you meant directly to your team that the NFL benefited from that. And Tony, man, we're not doing what we did. We never had a losing season. We made the playoffs every year. I played in 7 championship games. How many you play?
6 NFC championship
See?
games.
3 Super Bowl. You play in 3 or 2?
2.
Yeah, I played in 3. We were there all the time.
Yeah.
And so, we were good. But it's a combination. Even Rayfield Wright, man, he's a Hall of Fame right tackle.
Right.
When I caught the Hail Mary, I needed 4 seconds. Okay, I needed 4 seconds.
You needed Rayfield Wright, baby. That's what you need. Hey,
3 seconds, 3.5 ain't gonna work. Get my slow ass downfield on that slow dirt turf.
Boom.
Boom. But he's a Hall of Famer. I played with guys like that. Dorsett running the ball. How that offense we had. But we were bad, and we played hard, and guess what, Anthony? We partied hard too.
Oh man!
Hey, game changers.
We had some good, but we never missed practice. We never missed games.
Right.
We always showed up.
Matt, game changer in your life. Talk to me. What game changer? Me, 1988, rededicated my life to Jesus Christ. Talk to me. Game changer in your life. What's one after your career? What's one of the big game changers for you?
When I had my car accident, man, on LBJ, lost my brother.
Yeah.
In that accident, we had gone up. Did you go up there to Colgate to play that basketball game? And,
I wasn't there.
We came back on the bus, and he had come into town to he had some issues back home. I was helping him out. He was staying with me. I made him the manager of the basketball team and all that. We went to Colgate, Oklahoma, came back late after the game, and we were going the next day to Washington, D.C. To play 3 games up there against the Redskins. And I had to make sure everybody had everybody staggered on flights because I didn't want everybody on the same flight, And so I had to make sure everybody knew their stuff. I had to go home and do all that, and Moose was riding with me. And since I was going out of town the next day, I was taking him over to my other brother's house, Andres. And I got on LBJ, and I don't know what happened from there. I ended up hitting a parked truck. And, it's weird when you get in an accident, you go, you hang,
Right.
It was none of that, Next thing you know, I wake up, my brother Moose is laying on my shoulder.
Oh, man.
And I shake him, and no movement. And next I look out, there's lights, glass, everything, everywhere. And I get out the car. And first thing I asked is, my brother dead? And the guy said, yeah. But that was a life changer.
Yeah.
You say, okay, he gave up his life. Why am I spared?
Yeah.
Why am I spared? Why did I get spared in this situation? And so what you got to do, you got to take advantage of the opportunity, the second life that you got. And that's why when I go do appearances, I'm nice. If you had an opportunity to make people's day,
there you go.
Just by saying hi or putting an arm around them or shaking his hand, you got to do that because that's why you're here. All right? That's your platform. He gave you an opportunity to do that. Even when I go to appearances, I pull these out and give them to the.
There you go. Hey.
I give them to the security people. I give them to everybody.
Well, hey, God
is. You know why I did that, Hill? I was coming back from an appearance one time. I'm on a plane, of course, first class. So, I ain't gonna do that walk of shame. Not that the Hall of Famer.
I hear that, man.
So I'm sitting in first class, and the guy comes on with his son. His son about 9, 10, and the guy recognizes me. Hey, Drew, how you doing? And all that. So they go back and sit down. We land, and we get off. I wait for them to get off the plane. And I had one of these football cards, a Hall of Fame card that they gave us, and I autographed, and I gave it to this kid. He looked at it, and he started bawling. That's what it meant to him.
Right.
I said, I can do that? I can do that? He said, look, Dad, look what I got, and all that. So anyway, that being spared in that situation, I got to do right, man. I got to do right by my family. I got to do right by my friends, my fans, everybody. If I don't do that, I'm going to hell. Because the good Lord gave me a chance. And all that happened in my life, he's given me a chance to live that, Moose didn't have a chance.
That's a hell of a testimony, and God is good, and you just got to be faithful. We got to be strong, and understand that we're living for him, and
that's the only thing that got me through, Hill, my faith and my family's strength.
In closing, Anthony, I'm just thinking some of the things, though, that's truly a blessing. I know you're a family man. I mean, tell me a little bit about your family as we close this wonderful show, because we got Mac Pearson here, guys. Mac Pearson, and that's my boy.
McAdoo.
Hey, McAdoo. Mac can do no wrong. Hey, family, real quick.
Yeah, I got 3 kids, older kids. My oldest daughter's 50.
Woo!
Golly, man,
don't say that, man. Hey, don't say that.
Hey, Hill, I'm 73,
don't
man.
Don't say that, baby. Don't say that either.
I can't believe that, man. My dad passed at 53.
Yeah.
And he had lung cancer. But he was an old 53.
Right,
okay,
right.
Sitting up rocking and all that kind of stuff. But 73, I don't feel old.
There you go.
It's here. But I have 3 kids, 2 daughters, both college grads. They graduated from HBCUs, Hampton and Clark University in Atlanta. My son, I got 1 son out of a different relationship. My daughters were Planned Parenthood. Right. My son was, whoops.
I hear you. Okay.
But he graduated from Loyola Marymount out in L.A., and he lives out there. He's a graphic designer.
Okay.
And I can't get him back home. Yeah. I've been trying to get him back home ever since he went out there. But that's his thing. He's a skateboarder, He loves that kind of atmosphere, and I knew when he went out there to visit, it was all over.
Yeah.
And then I have 7 grandkids, and my oldest grandson is a college grad.
Woo,
Deuce Pittman.
Deuce,
he graduated
right.
from Southeastern Oklahoma State.
Remember watching him on the track
last May. And my kids, these are all. Can you see that?
Talk to us. What's it say?
I tattooed all my kids' names. My kids and my grandkids' names on my arm here, and it says "Legacy Continues," and it continues through them. And that's my hall number and all that.
Nice,
but
nice.
I give all my kids and grandkids nicknames.
Okay.
Right? So Tojo for Tori, Brittany Girl for Brittany, J Red for Jared, Deucey my bud, Torin T Rock. Tyson, T.Y. I give them all a nickname.
Oh, okay.
And then the kid said, Dad, let's do this so you don't forget us, okay?
There you go.
But you got any tats?
I don't have no tats yet, man.
I got this one, too. You know why I got this?
What is that there?
Can y'all see that? This says Hail Mary, 12 to 88, and then 1228, 75.
The day
to Hail
right.
Mary. You know how I got that?
Talk to me.
My first tattoo?
Yeah.
This is my first one.
Yeah.
Because one of my teammates has that tattoo.
No. I know Raj doesn't have that tattoo. Come on, baby. I know Raj don't have that tattoo.
Yeah.
Raj got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
We're going to have to talk about
Ask
that
him about it next time you see him.
I got Raj coming on our next show. Just, hey,
gotta
know
ask
what?
him about
I
that.
should have had you. I got Raj. Raj got a tattoo.
If mine is here. Where would his be?
I don't know.
Right here.
I like it.
Right
I
here
like
on his
it.
arm.
I like it. Hey, you know what?
So Roger's got a tattoo, but if he shows it to us real quick,
Yeah.
I saw it twice so I can get it
Right.
and
But that's
duplicate
nice.
it.
That's nice. I've never would have pulled that one.
You want to see this one on my butt?
That sounds like we got to close on that.
We do got to
this
close
is
on
it. This is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Breakfast with the boys.
I had to wait till I was 70 years old to get a tattoo.
My wife won't let me get a tattoo unless I put her name across my chest. So we're just gonna roll like it is, And this is great. I'm talking to my boy. I haven't had enough time. There's more I like to talk about. We
know what's cool about this? We're just having a casual conversation.
Yeah.
And you're jogging my memory, bringing up these things.
Yeah, I'm jogging my memory.
Stuff
You're
like
talking.
that.
Dude, the cool thing about this, man, is it's our show, man. So, yeah, we're closing now, but we'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
We got
pick it
part
up,
2 of this. They got a lot more to say right here.
Part 2, we'll be back.
We got a whole football season.
We got the season. I got to talk about how I got
Career.
on the basketball team. I couldn't get on the basketball team. The Hoopsters, my rookie year, I got to play one game. I slam dunked in the game, man. I made the team. I had to slam dunk my first game to make the team, and I slammed up. Next thing, Max said, "Hey, you can come join us. I'm a rookie. I ain't seeing no action. Hey, I had to slam dunk because somebody didn't show up. I got in the game. I had to slam dunk to get on the team, and after that, they let me play with them.
We gave your dad a hard time, okay?
Hey, I had to earn it, baby. I had to earn
in
it.
training camp and all that, yeah, we gave him a hard time.
But you know what?
And, he weathered all that.
You got to pay the cost to be the boss,
And then when he got on the field, that shit stopped.
Right.
Okay? Now, that's the equalizer.
Right.
All
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what can you say? Okay.
right.
So you had many as game-breaking catches as I had, man.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. But we're here about
they just didn't name yours a Hail Mary or nothing.
No, it's all. We're here with Drew Pearson, baby. And in closing, we are going to close right now. Breakfast, Mac. What is your favorite breakfast meal?
Hell, I don't eat breakfast, man.
What?
I don't eat. I haven't eaten it. I was thinking about that coming down here. I said I might stop somewhere and go have some breakfast.
Well,
Then I said, man, I haven't eaten an egg in almost a year.
Okay.
I drink the Core Power.
Okay.
The protein drinks.
All right.
I'll put some biscuits in the oven and do some sausage. Yesterday,
Are
I got
you a grits guy? Do you eat grits?
Oh no.
No grits. Okay, so we can't give him no sugar or butter on that, right?
No
my
sugar,
grandson
salt.
lives with me, Torin.
Yeah.
And so I cooked some pancakes yesterday morning. I ate that and made some for him and all like that. But no, I don't eat breakfast. I can go almost all day without eating. I don't know I'm not recommending this, okay?
Right.
It's just me, And if I don't think about it, I'm okay.
And we got to get
But
him
you
on
know
again.
why? That's why
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
think
need
we
to
could do
gain
it.
some weight. I need to gain 10 pounds, you know.
Come over to the Hills house. I'll get you right.
I know.
Hey.
I know.
But anyway, Anthony, hey, love having my boy. We got to get him back on.
Yeah.
Anthony, how you doing? Good?
Man,
Good to see you, brother.
We're all good, man. We got to catch up more.
Yeah.
And once again,
we need
man,
to blend these families together a little bit, you know?
Absolutely.
What are your, are they around? Your
Man, I got them all. I got 4 grandkids.
Are they in town?
All in town. So we get them together, man. We get them together. I know, hey, we got to let you go because this is Breakfast with the Boys. We want to come back. Remember, Scott Murray?
Yep, Murray Media.
Our boy Kurt.
Kurt McGirt. Yes, sir.
And the Mac Daddy himself, number 88, number 1 in your heart, number 1 in the game, Drew Pearson.
Right on. Thanks for having me, Thrill.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right.
Murray Media is the best. Too.
Murray Media.
For sure.
And we missed this over there, but we'll put this over here for you guys.
Can y'all see
the
that?
best wide receiving crew in Dallas Cowboy history right here.
Doug Cosby, Billy Joe Dupree, Jay Saldi, Tony Hill, Doug Donnelly, Mike Ditka,
Mad Dog Dicker.
Butch Johnson, and Drew Pearson. Wow.
And check out Tony Hill's profile.
Look at him.
All right,
Bad
guys.
man.
All right, baby.
Have you ever took a journey to the other side? Come on, take a ride. Have you ever took a journey? We gon' feel alive. You gon'